basketball fans, welcome back. So MBB team, they are a team on a comeback trail, and they're able to win 2 straight. They started their comeback by beating the NBC Thunder in a clutch 1 point game. And in this game against APR, they also won this game at the clutch by 6 points. So APR are missing the services of one Alodiara, and it has led them to lose 2 straight games. They looked very dominant in the first 2 games with Alodiara, but after that injury, things have not looked the same for APR. And right now, as we speak, they are being challenged for that number 2 spot. And the only thing that is holding APR there is the positive point differential that they got. So I was very excited to see MBB do this. MBB were doing everything right. They shot 51% from the field, 56% on 2-point field goals, 42% from downtown, and 80% from the free throw line. So there was no weak spot when it came to the MBB team. So the APR team were just, they had 41 3-point attempts and only sank only 14. So they were very inefficient from downtown, and they shot a measly 37% from the field. So this one set them out apart, and MBB took this and ran with it, especially productivity coming from Jovan Moring. He led in points with a game high 29 points, and there was no stopping this guy, because not only did Jovan Moring lead in points, but he was second in rebounds with 8 total rebounds. He led in assists with 5 assists. So, I mean, this was great. And this is a guy that has been a bit, underrated. He's not been, he's not been like that present in the first 2 games like that, especially because of the overwhelming performances of the other teams. But right now, he's just coming to his own. Then we have Obadiah Noel. He led the APR squad with 23 points. Yusuf Endo 19. Yusuf Endo had a double-double of his own. So 19 points and 10 boards. John Jacques Shabozwa, he had 4 rebounds. Then the APR team, right now as we speak, they don't look the same without Aliou Diarra. And they're really struggling, because when it came to rebounds, they trailed in rebounds. They got out-rebounded by MBB. Then when it came to assists, they led in assists and steals APR with 23 assists and 9 steals. So in the block party, because of Aliou Diarra's defensive absence and him not being in the squad, APR did not even get too many blocks, because MBB able to beat them to the punch with 6 blocks. So I was keen in watching APR's performance without Aliou Diarra, and I must say this team just looks bang average. I thought Yusuf Endo would really help, because this guy, when he plays for the national team, he just unlocks a different level. And APR right now just look mortal. I mean, they had a very good thing going with Aliou Diarra. They're being one of the centerpieces and focal point of the offense. But don't forget the productivity of an Obadiah Noel, because in 28 minutes he had 23 points. He was 40% shooting from the field and 77 from the line. So he held the APR team on. He just kept them on there in the game, because without these other guys stepping up, it's going to be very difficult for APR to redeem themselves. If they lose the next game and the MBB team are able to remove that negative point differential and turn it to a positive, there's a high likelihood APR can get knocked out, and they don't want to miss their second straight BAL playoff appearance, because last year they couldn't make it. They were not able to go ahead and clinch a playoff spot, and right now that is under threat. And APR, the only thing that's keeping them number 2 is that positive point differential. And with the next 2 games that they are set to play, they need to change up the way they're going to move, because right now they're going to match up against Al Ahly Tripoli and the Nairobi City Thunder to finalize. So APR are not looking good at all, and MBB are just on that comeback trail. They started losing 2 games straight, and right now as we speak, they are 2 wins and 2 losses, and they're on a 2-game winning streak. So in the next game that MBB is set to play, they are going to go ahead and play the Nairobi City Thunder. So I'm going to be keen on watching that, because just about 2 days ago they played the Nairobi City Thunder and they won that matchup. And given like the momentum they have right now, I'm not sure if the NBC Thunder can be able to stop this momentum easily. Because with a strong win by MBB on the NBC Thunder, they'll have already clinched the number 3 spot completely, or they'll be able to steal the number 2 spot from APR. So Robinson Opong, he was the guy who was very underrated. He's been balling out for the Ugandan team, especially in the Afrobasket. I was monitoring his performance. And in this one, in 29 minutes, he had 14 points. He was 4 of 6. Didn't take too many shots like that, but he was very good from the line. He was 4 of 4 from the line. Then Tefal Leonard Jr. has been that guy. I mean, this man has been one of the best swingmen for the MBB team. Every single dunk and highlight play comes from Tefal Leonard Jr. This guy has been good. 38 minutes of play, 19 points. He's been very inefficient shooting-wise with 3 of 12. But when he came to the free throw line, I can even say this guy is like a free throw merchant. He was 12 of 14. This guy is a master at drawing fouls and getting to the line. And majority of his points, he got them from the free throw line. And looking at even his numbers, he's not the most efficient like that, especially when it comes to shooting inside from the field. But drawing fouls and getting to the line, that is his specialty. He had 7 rebounds, 4 assists to go along his 19 points. 4 steals and 2 turnovers and 3 blocks as well. So the man was everywhere. Peter Prinsloo, coming off that 30-point win, 30-point game that led to MBB winning their first game, he's not been able to get back there. And this game was just not his. He was 6 of 12 from the field, 13 points, and he didn't even draw fouls and go to the line like we saw previously in the previous game. So yeah. Jovan Mooring, damn near 38 minutes, 29 points, 11 of 16 shooting, 68%, 8 boards, 5 assists, 5 turnovers, 1 steal. So Jovan Mooring was that guy that has proved to be reliable, and he can be able to help this MBB team make it to the BAL playoffs. So the APR team are just there on the ropes. Their second place spot is that fight for that second place spot, because it looks like MBB wants to go ahead and break through, and they're going to take advantage of the fact that APR don't have Alou Diarra. And when MBB have a very strong game against the NBC Thunder, beating them by at least 90 to 100 points, there's a high likelihood they'll be able to erase that minus. If they're able to erase that minus 25 point differential that they have, there's a high likelihood they're going to move up and be that team that even if they don't finish number 2 in the Nile Conference, they can clinch a very strong number 3 spot, and they'll finish above FS Rabat and the NBC Thunder. I mentioned in a previous video, the NBC Thunder don't have the ability to go ahead and challenge for a BAL playoff spot because of, number 1, they don't have even at least a win, and their point differential is the worst because they have a minus 71. So these performances in this turnaround by MBB is astonishing, and they have been able to take apart APR and my NBC Thunder, which was sad. I mean, we blew an 18-point lead in the third game, and this one you're seeing MBB winning. So I made sure to watch this game because this game was going to determine whether the NBC Thunder had any chance at going ahead and at least being in contention. But unfortunately, it's not the case. So when it came to MBB's part, they led in rebounds, they led in fast break points, which was something that I was keenly observing. Even despite APR leading in assists, steals, bench points, and second chance points, they still couldn't be able to stop it. And this game was very clutch because at the end of the game, you could see the APR team wanted to make sure to cut they wanted to cut the lead, but they couldn't because that hole that they dug themselves in the third quarter, that was the big problem, because the MBB team had a better second half, and at the quarter high that MBB had was that 29 points third quarter, and that fourth quarter when they scored 27 points, that was it. Even despite APR trying to come back with a 30-point quarter, there was nothing that they could do. So I mean, I'm very happy to see MBB try to fight back like that, because now, right now, if they carry on with this trajectory, there's a high likelihood that they can be able to notch a very strong third place spot. Worst case scenario, they can be able to, in a best case scenario for them, is to be able to steal that number 2 spot from APR and force APR into a very, very uncomfortable position, some place where they they were not expecting that to happen. So I mean, so far it's been a very good game, because looking at the comeback trail that MBB had, even the losses that they had, especially when it came down to Al Ahly Tripoli and APR, getting that sweet revenge on APR. APR beat them 103-81 in the second game that MBB played, and this game really shook MBB, because right now, as we speak, they're able to get that revenge, and that's something that is very important. And in BAL, it's only a 6 game stretch, 6 game span. So every single game and every single win counts. So if the APR team keeps slacking, there's a high likelihood that the MBB team can be able to notch that second place spot and clinch it. So the battle in the Nile Conference was that for that number 2 spot. The number 3 spot, we'll get to know who was qualified at the end. So it is what it is. So do drop me your comments down in the comment section what you think about this. I mean, the BAL Nile Conference has been entertaining, and I'm going to compare it to the Kalahari Conference, because you're seeing a situation where there's a defined, team. There's a the way teams are clinching. You've seen the main battle will be between APR and MBB right now. It's not similar to what we saw in the Sahara Conference, and the Sahara Conference was very competitive. So it's gonna look like a Kalahari Conference situation. So I mean, I'm enjoying every single minute of it. I can't wait to see the last 2 teams who are going to qualify for the BAL playoffs, because Al Ahly Tripoli have already qualified. Even if they lose the next 2 games, they'll still be okay. Right now, they're just playing it for funsies. And my Nairobi City Thunder are yet to win a game. And it's very disappointing to see this team go down like that. So it is what it is. So like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'm enjoying the support I'm receiving on this channel. It helps me out a ton. It motivates me to make such type of videos, especially on this channel NBAKenya, which mainly pivoting it to only African content. Majority of the content they have been seeing on this page has been African, but the NBA to basketball will be predominantly focusing on the NBA playoffs. So yeah, and I'm gonna release a couple of NBA content there, a couple of NBA videos there, and content wise. So stay tuned to that, and I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.